folks, today I've got a show for you nobody's ever seen because nobody's ever done this before. I'm on Bullards Bar with Mr. Cody Meyer, and we are chasing world record class spotted bass. This is something you're not going to want to miss. The Bass Doctor starts right now.
Got him?
It's 3 inches across the belly.
Yeah, look at this here. This is what we're here for right here. This is a true magnum spotted bass right here. Look at the head on her.
Love it. Big and choked it all the way down. Let's catch another one.
The Bass Doctor is sponsored by Castella, the original swim bait company. Reaction Strike, #1 in swim baits. American Tackle Company, makers of the microwave guide system. Monster Bass. Lucky Tackle Box. Ego Nets. Power Pole shallow water anchors. Bulldog rods, tough as a dog, that ain't no bull. Fish Hard, Stormer. Ducket Fishing, Lit Coolers, TH Marine, Garmin, and by Katana Hooks.
Hey folks, I've got something really cool for you today. Something I've never done before, and I'm sure you guys haven't ever seen it before. But I have got the man, Mr. Cody Meyer, with me today. We're in California and we're fishing for giant spotted bass. Huge giant spotted bass. Tell us about it.
You know, this is a lake that is truly probably the best spotted bass lake in the country. You know, there's world record size fish that have come out of here. You know, today, some point throughout the day, a world record will probably swim below our boat. So we're gonna have a chance at a great big one. You know, I fish from the East Coast to the West Coast. This is by far, like I said, probably the biggest, best spotted bass lake in America.
Man, the biggest spot I've ever caught in my life is like a 5-pounder.
Yeah.
So chances are pretty good we might get that record today.
You know, to be honest, I mean, 5-pounders are, there's a lot of them up here in Northern California. I mean, it's still a giant spotted bass, but yeah, there's a pretty good chance that you're gonna get to feel what a big one feels like today.
Man, I'm excited. I know y'all are excited too, so come on, let's go fishing.
You know, this is one of my favorite lakes up here in Northern California. I fished this lake for about 15 years now, so I grew up fishing this, you know, this really deep, clear lake. And you know what's unique about it, like I say, it's really deep, really clear, and there's world-class spotted bass, which is really cool. I mean, how many places can you claim you fish where the world records come out of?
Somebody said there was some fish here, but I'm beginning to wonder.
We've literally made like 3 casts. So in this lake, believe it or not, there's no bait fish like a shad or a pond smelt, which is normal for out here in California. So what these big spots are eating is a kokanee, which is a landlocked salmon. And the kokanee will actually feed on the plankton, and then the bass will feed on the kokanee. Little tiny plankton feed the big kokanee, and then the kokanee are eaten by the bass.
And it's kind of like the trout for the largemouth down south. It's just steroids to them.
Yep, it's pure protein. So, you know, they can eat them. You know, the cool thing with the kokanee is there's no bones in its tail really, so they can eat them, you know, tail first, head first from the side, where, you know, typically like a bluegill or something, you have to eat it head first. So it's, kokanee's easy for, you know, a bass to catch, and like I say, it's just pure protein.
Just put that big spoon out there.
Throw it out there, dude.
I think that's a spot or a kokanee.
No, it's a spot. That thick on the graph, it's something large. Throw it out there, man. Heave it around.
Salmon bait. It won't take it quite as long to get down.
What was that?
That's the way you stroke it, dude.
Oh. They got a bite, dude. You just reeled up, huh?
It's the best way to do it, keep from killing your arm.
Dude, you were
getting nervous.
Did you get nervous?
I said, you're getting nervous every time I turn the reel.
Now, I've thrown it a little bit back, you know, Kentucky Lake and stuff like that. We've actually thrown it on Clear Lake a little bit and done pretty well in the fall, but, you know, it just makes sense that they're going to eat it today because the main forage is kokanee. You know, it's a landlocked salmon that is bright, shiny, you know, it's silver. So it's all about matching the hatch. I mean, that spoon is definitely, you know, going to match the hatch for sure. And
I got a fish, dude. What have I got?
Dude, you got a bigger, dude.
Yeah.
It's a fish. You got one.
What have I got? Seriously, I don't know what it is.
Oh, dude.
First cast. Took up a freaking giant spoon at Bullards Bar, California.
Look at that.
Heavy metal.
I told you, man. Look at the backs.
Fat. What's that, like 5?
5-pounder. His
That's
first
stupid.
cast with a big spoon catches his biggest spot of his life.
Oh, that's crazy.
All right, let's throw him back and do that
Yeah,
again.
let's do that over. The one thing that I really didn't expect to do coming out here fishing this ultra clear water is throwing an 8-inch heavy metal spoon. The one thing that these fish feed on in this lake though is that kokanee salmon. And Cody told me to bring it, so we brought the spoon out here. Just a heavy standard spoon rod setup, you know, 7/6 Bulldog heavy action. Same setup we throw back east, but it actually worked. We caught a couple of fish on it, so it was a little bit different approach than what we thought we were going to take out here in this ultra deep, you know, finesse fishery. But heavy metal spoon to catch them anywhere. Took up a freaking giant spoon at
Castaic, the company that invented the swim bait lure category, introduces the most lifelike series of fishing lures on the market today. With jointed, paddle tail, and straight body designs, Castaic has it all. Castaic lures will entice the most stubborn fish to bite. Available in an array of sizes, shapes, and a multitude of colors, Castaic has the perfect lifelike lure for the job. So if you're ready to get your hands wet, pick up a Castaic lure today.
You got it dialed in that these fish are wanting that small XRM. Yeah, nice.
It's a stud right there. Shallow running jerkbait called an XRM 100. It's a reaction strike jerkbait. Hey, that's a nice fish for sure. Nice fish.
Bulldog rods feature a series of 12 rods designed by the best of the best in the industry. All the tools a serious bass fisherman would ever need. Whether you're a touring pro or a weekend warrior, these rods are for you. Each blank features Japanese Toray carbon fiber and gives these rods incredible feel, lightness, and power. With a no questions asked warranty, unmatched look, durability, and sensitivity that has to be felt to be believed, they are priced to sell, built to last. Bulldog rods, tough as a dog. That's no bull.
Closed captioning sponsored by Monster Bass.
Cody, last couple of years fishing FLW Tour, you've been on a pretty good roll yourself.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. You know, I mean, had a chance at a couple of those Angler of the Year runs. You know, and you know, a lot of that, to be honest, being consistent is some of this light line stuff. You know, really, like I learned out here growing up in California. You know, this light line stuff. It's not pretty, it's not fancy, but you know, a lot of these tournaments we fish. You know, you got 150 to 175 anglers on the water. Fishing gets pressure real quick, and you know, it's hard to consistently catch fish every day. So some of this light line stuff is always going to help you put fish in the boat, and at the end of the year you're going to make you know, a little bit more money and have a chance at making that Forest Wood Cup.
People don't realize how important sometimes just that 13, 14-inch fish is.
Oh, yeah.
In the scheme of a year, just making the cup is the deal. And you know, there's times that a couple of 12-inchers here and there will give you some points that you need to get there. So.
Oh yeah. Here, go, dude.
Got one?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
You know, a lot of the times, these big spotted bass, right when that bait is falling, they'll pick it up right off the suspended in the water column.
Yeah, I'll go down to re-rig and he catches one. That's a rad. It's only a 5-pounder.
No, that's a little tiny guy.
You got him?
Yeah, little guy.
But look how, even that fish, look how fat it is.
Yeah.
All those spotted bass are so pretty. They have a different color pattern than any other fish. It's a beautiful fish.
And this is, you know, just a tiny one, but that's the sign of a big spotted bass in the future. This is a future 5-pounder for sure. For whatever reason, when you get these spots with the dark on their belly, later on in life, that thing's gonna grow up and be a big one. These big fish, they live offshore. I mean, they rarely come to the bank, you know, maybe to spawn. And even at that, you know, they're gonna spawn deeper. They're gonna spawn them in that 20 to 25 foot range, which is, you know, really deep. So the key today is gonna be fishing offshore, you know, fishing for those fish that live to eat kokanee.
That's one thing you say it's interesting about these fish spawning so deep. I mean, everybody back east and in the south, everybody thinks about spawners. You think about them spawning 2 to 4 feet of water where you can sight fish them, but these lakes are so much clearer you can get light penetration down real deep so they can spawn deep.
There he is. That's a big one.
Uh-oh. That's a big one.
You know right away when you hook a big one. This fish came out of 55 feet of water. This is what we're here for right here. This is a true magnum spotted bass right here. You know, with this 6-pound test, there's not a whole lot you could do other than just let the fish fight. Look at
Bullards,
that.
it's
Look how fat that sucker is.
it's just a little 5 at Bullards.
Yeah, 5.5 pounder,
Yeah,
maybe 5 3/4. I mean, look how thick their backs are. I mean, that thing is one thick spotted
Look right
bass.
here.
Look at that.
Dots.
Little black dots. And look at this mouth here. I mean, that's a small little mouth for a big fish. You see those razor sharp teeth is why you got to be really careful with that light line. Let's go ahead and release her, man.
Big
Do
one.
that again. That was a good
Yeah.
time. Jason, so being from the Tennessee River, you know, you're used to throwing big crankbaits and big swim baits and fishing big worms. What do you think about this deep water, light line, slow fishing?
Well, the light line is not that big of a issue. It's just something you got to be more careful with than we're normally accustomed to. But you know, at home we have a completely different watercolor, so we don't have to pay nearly as much attention to line size. But I guess pace is probably the hardest thing to adjust to. Is it takes so long. You're fishing 50, 60, 70 feet of water. You're fishing ultra light line, ultra light lures, and you're 55, 60, 70 feet deep.
You know, something to keep in mind when you're fishing deep. I mean, you know, a lot of times guys will think, hey, you need a bigger line to catch some of these bigger fish. Well, when you're fishing this 50, 60, 70 feet of water, a 6-pound to an 8-pound test is going to make all the difference in the world with just the resistance of a line. Meaning, when you cast out there, it's going to get to the bottom quicker. When you're dragging it, it's going to go through the water a little bit better with less vibration. And it's really easier to fish. Look at that. There's a big one right below the boat here.
50 feet.
Yeah.
52 feet.
We're definitely around some big ones this morning. These Garmins are really picking up every little fish.
They're right behind us, aren't they?
Yeah, a bunch of them right behind us, man, in this. Got them? Looks like a good one.
It is 70 feet deep too.
Yeah, but when your rod's bowing up like that, not moving, it's one of those grown spotted bass for sure.
You don't put too much pressure on it, man. I don't get a chance to catch these guys like you do.
What pound test is that, 6?
Yeah.
A good drag's important, huh?
Actually, just good nerves are important right now.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah. You got her.
Look at that, man.
Well,
little swim bait. Beautiful spot.
fat though, man. I can't get over just how thick these fish are. I mean, that belly, little bitty mouth, big fat belly.
Yeah.
How do they eat a 6, 8 inch
Kokanee. Yeah, they get after it, man. Like I say, another deep fish, super white, beautiful
Got her
fish.
stuck good. Thank you,
right.
man.
Oh, absolutely. Great time.
California spotted bass, can't beat it.
Oh, hey, babe.
Hey, how was the water? Did you catch anything big?
No, didn't really get lucky today.
Why don't you come home then and get lucky?
Lucky?
Babe!
Introducing the Microwave Line Control System by American Tackle, the most efficient casting system on the planet. It uses the latest in line guide technology to improve accuracy and add distance to each cast. A two-stage conical design primary guide captures and controls fishing line to straighten coils, reducing friction and maintaining line speed during the cast. It's so effective that it requires less energy to deliver the smoothest, most accurate long-distance casts possible.
Hey folks, we're at iCast, great place for new products. We're Mr. Ben Stein, American Tackle Company. Tell us about what we got coming up for the next year.
Thank you, Jason. This year we're unveiling a brand new product called the Airwaves. It is basically in the microwave guide family. It captures coils coming off of a spinning reel, funnels it down to the smaller guide. As the line leaves, it's perfectly straight, eliminating friction, which increases your distance and increases your accuracy. Now with these new guides, we've eliminated the ceramic ring, so now you have absolutely zero chance of any ring loss. We've also increased the durability of all the running guides, so now you basically got the ultimate guide system. Strength, durability, distance, and accuracy. You can all find that right here in the Airwave Guides by American Tackle.
Hey folks, a lot of different rod companies are using these now. Great product, great for all the stuff he just talked about, especially distance. Hey, let's go back fishing. You know, one of the things about fishing out here is just the patience, man.
Yeah.
Just letting the bait go and go and go and go. I mean, it's not like throwing up on a 12-foot bar.
No.
And, you know, out here you got to sit and wait and wait and wait and wait.
You really got to fish this spot really slow and effective. There's one. Oh, that's a good one.
Or better?
That's a big one. You can tell right off the bat. And you got this light line, you really gotta.
Yeah. They're so deep too, man. It's hard to tell.
You know, finally when you get them up, they kind of almost give up because they're, you know, they're air bladder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's a big one.
Look at that big old spot.
If I can get over.
All right,
I mean,
man. That's a beautiful
still,
spot. Look at that there.
Colors.
Just a chunky spot. Look at, you can tell how it came out of deep water with how white it is, man.
Yeah. Still so light color. Them dots you was talking about.
Yeah, that's it. That's a big old spotted bass, man. Big kokanee eater there.
Look how fat they are. They don't even look normal. It's just, I mean, it's huge belly.
I know. Absolute beauty, huh? Let's go
Gorgeous,
ahead and release her, and let's do that again, man.
Dude, I appreciate you bringing me out here.
Yeah, thank you. No problem. I cannot believe how many fish we're marking on this Garmin. You know, I mean, you can see them. There's a bunch of fish down there, a bunch of kokanee. I mean, you know, a few of those have got to be pretty good fish.
You know, electronics are really important, but they're really important on days like today when it's real slick and calm. And
oh, yeah.
How many fish have you picked up through the years with electronics that you just happen to see?
Countless amounts. I mean, you know, typically if I'm fishing for spotted bass like this or really smallmouth, largemouth, I mean, I'm always looking at my electronics. And if I see one, you know, I'm going to reel in and drop on it. Especially, you know, like right now, we're really marking these fish. And so you know where you need to put your bait. You know, right now, just like that there, we know they're right below us. So at least you have a chance at catching some of these fish. This little guy, man, the thing hit it so hard too, for being so small.
They're all fun to catch. I don't care what size they are.
That's right. You just never know. Well, Jason, there is a ton of fish down here below us.
These long main lake points are the deal, or have been the deal.
Really are. I mean, this is where these big ones live. These kokanee, you know, they come off the main lake and they move up, and fish come up on these points throughout the day for one reason, is to feed.
Oh God, I can't get caught up there.
Big one or little one?
I think it's a big one.
Oh, that's a big one, dude.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Let me get my line in here.
Yeah, it's a big one. You can, man. You can just tell the difference. I mean, them little guys start taking up line,
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Yeah, you can't really do much with those big ones, man. With 6 pounds, they start moving and...
Look at her, look here. She's just pull.
They come out deep like
that.
Man, look at that. That's a big old spotted bass there.
That's another one of them, just little bitty run-of-the-mill, 5+,
probably
between 5 and 6. Yeah, just, you know, average spot.
Look at that there, man. That's what it's all about. That thing is full of kokanee. You know, you can't see this at home, but when you feel how heavy these things are, their backs.
Well, and it's just, I mean, you pick it up and, you know, that fish looks like a 3-pounder back east at Smith or somewhere else.
Yeah.
But that fish is so thick. I mean, I got pretty big hands, and you look at this, how wide that fish is to my hand. I mean, it's 3 inches across the belly.
Yeah, look at this here. That thing's literally been laying in the mud.
Yeah.
I mean, on the bottom, in the mud, in the clay. You can see you can wash it off right there. That's where these fish go on these no wind, high sky days. They're just glued on the bottom. They move up to feed.
Colors are perfect. Green.
Good job, man. Another big one.
Just an average old, you know, Bullards Bar, 5-pounder.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Because now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all's sonar's just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
Castaic, the company that invented the swim bait lure category, introduces the most lifelike series of fishing lures on the market today. With jointed, paddle tail, and straight body designs, Castaic has it all. Castaic lures will entice the most stubborn fish to bite. Available in an array of sizes, shapes, and a multitude of colors, Castaic has the perfect lifelike lure for the job. So if you're ready to get your hands wet, pick up a Castaic lure today.
Today's show has been all about finesse fishing. We're in California. This is clear water. These are big spotted bass, so it's really all been about finesse fishing. A couple little small swim baits, little bitty 3.5 jerky J, and a little bitty thin shad from Castaic. Just real small finesse type swim baits. All about the light rod, medium action, 7-foot spinning rod, bulldog, 6-pound fluorocarbon. The real light line is really important out here on these deep water clear lakes. We did catch a couple on the big heavy metal spoon, just a standard spoon setup, you know, a 7.6 heavy action. It's a ducket fishing 7-to-1 bait casting reel. Primarily though, it's been the finesse deal. It's been the 6-pound light line and the spinning rod. Been a fun trip to California.
There he is.
Is that a good one? Let me get around.
This might be the one we've been waiting for. This feels good.
Oh yeah, that's a big head shake. I'm just trying to get out of the way.
What a battle, man. Look at the head shakes on this.
Yeah, that's a big pull.
You can notice right now I'm back reeling this fish and using a 6-pound test Seagar fluorocarbon. And when you're fighting a fish like this, that big, oh, look at the size of this one.
No, that's a giant.
This is a giant.
Yeah, that's what we come to Bullards Bar for.
Look at that spot there. Oh man, look at that guy.
And he's still got
He's got the black, I told you, man. Dude. That thing, that big old girl is down to 50 feet of water.
That's crazy.
You know, I mean, that's truly a world-class spotted bass. Let me see that thing there.
Yeah, get that.
World-class spotted bass. You know.
That's a giant.
Absolute giant. Look how big its mouth is here, right? And you just wonder, how is it eating all these big old kokanee salmon? I mean, the size of that fish, that is really, really impressive. I mean, what a way to end this awesome day. I mean, this is just really as good as it gets. I mean, big old giant spotted bass. You know, anywhere you go in the world, this is considered a world-class fish.
There's no doubt that's a world-class spotted bass. At Bullards Bar, it's just another spotted bass.
Yeah.
I mean, that fish is what, 7.5?
Yeah, at least 7 pounds. I mean, just look at that beautiful fish. And again, the black marks, like I said, that is the true sign of a big old spot. Let's go ahead and release her and call it a day,
hey,
man.
Dude. Thanks, man.
Awesome,
Thanks for bringing
awesome
us out.
time.
I enjoyed
Absolutely.
The Bass Doctor is sponsored by Castaic, the original swim bait company. Reaction Strike, #1 in swim baits. American Tackle Company, makers of the microwave guide system. Monster Bass, Lucky Tackle Box, Ego Nets, Power Pole shallow water anchors, Bulldog rods, tough as a dog, that ain't no bull. Fish Hard, Stormer, Duck It Fishing, Lit Coolers, TH Marine, Garmin, and by Katana Hooks.